Today is our day 2 class of complete 40 days AWS course, and the topic 6 Introduction to AWS. And these topics will cover the following things. So, introduction to AWS, AWS global infrastructure, a region and availability zone. We'll see these things with hands on. We'll also see the things in hands on how to create AWS account, AWS Free Tier, MFA. This is the very important topics to secure our AWS account. And this another important topic is budget setup. We will see these things with hands-on also, and check our uses. So these things we'll discuss in this video. Before I start the video, just a quick reminder: if you haven't subscribed the channels, please subscribe the channels, because after complete the 40 days of course, AWS course, we'll also create lots of video regarding DevOps and cloud related. So that will help your professional career. So don't forget to subscribe the channels. So now let's start today's class. So introduction to AWS. Here I put a definition. AWS is a cloud platform that provides computing service such as server, storage, network, database, and security over the internet. So the summary is we can use any server in the internet, and that server has storage, network, and database. And our provider will be Amazon Web Server or AWS. AWS launched in 2026 and now offer 200 plus services, and most popular services are Amazon EC2, this is virtual machines, Amazon S3, which is store object, Amazon RDS, this is managed database or relational database, AWS Lambda is serverless computing. So EC2 is kind of our data center server, and S3 will store our data, and RDS is relational database, and AWS Lambda is serverless computing, where we can put our application or code. Everything was ready. So explained simply, instead of buying physical server, companies rent infrastructure from AWS. So we are renting server from AWS, and this charge will be per hour basis. And most of the renowned company are using AWS, and some are renowned companies, Netflix, Airbnb, Spotify. These companies are using AWS infrastructure. So next topic is AWS global infrastructure. So AWS ran a data center worldwide. So AWS global infrastructure consists of region, availability zone, and edge location. And their target is design these things is highly available. So if any server is down, our system shouldn't be down. So like they have 2 or more servers, so one is down, then from other servers the application is going up. And fault tolerant service, so like any issue like networking or any problem happen, their target is service should be up and low latency. So these 3 things are focused when they are doing infrastructure. So now let me a little bit explain these things. So reason is like, let me explain with a picture. So reason is like AWS design data center is state-wise, like they have data center is US East 1, which is North Virginia. So this is his region. Okay. So in the region, there is another thing is availability zone. These are the data center and all are isolated. So this is availability zone A. This is another building and complete isolated data center. This is availability zone B. This is also data center, which also separate building, separate network, everything is separate. And there is another thing is edge location. So edge location is like something like when we are browsing something from any country or any location, it will cache those things on the server. So like if we are browsing from like Bangladesh, then this edge location should be in our closest one like Singapore or Mumbai. Those files are cached on those location. So then when the user browse these things, they will get low latency and the page or application will be get so quickly. So this is region. So if you think another region is like it could be Singapore. So AP Southeast 1, the name is a little bit different. AP Southeast 1, I will show in the account, that will then will be clear. So they have also availability zone. So these are totally isolated data center. So in Singapore they have 3 availability zone. These are a little bit smaller from US East 1. US East 1 is the most biggest data center or region of AWS. They have like 6 availability zone, and most of the service you are getting from this availability zone. Almost all service you will get from here. So it depends on which region or which availability zone we will choose. Depends on our target. So go back to documentation. So region, then inside the region, this is availability zone and also edge location. These are inside of the region, and their target is make the application is highly available or the server is highly available. So one server is down, then the application can get from another server. Fault tolerant. So any network issue is happening, still the service should be up, and low latency. How quickly you get the application or website from any server. These 3 things are focused when they are doing infrastructure. So this thing I put it some explanation. So what is a region? So I already talked. A region is a geographical area where AWS has multiple data center. So what is data center? Availability zone. So example of region is US East 1, which is Virginia, Europe, London, Asia Pacific is called Singapore. So example region name in the AWS look like this. So US East, this is US East. So one side, US East 1 is Virginia. Then EU West 2 is the Europe, London, and Asia Pacific Singapore data region is called AP-Southeast 1. You can see these things in AWS, and when you're doing coding, then AWS using this name, not using US East Virginia or something. They will using US East 1. So when we see the hands-on, we can make things clear. So each region is completely isolated from others. So a benefit is disaster recovery. So anything happen, like if our server is US East 1, if this like anything happen with this data center or the building is fire or something, we can still get our application from EUS 2 or any other region like AP Southeast 1. So disaster recovery. So and like if our like storage is can also store from another, like our application is running in this US East data center, we can also keep our data to EUS 1. So if this data center is going down, we can back up those data from this side. This is disaster recovery and data compliance. So like your data is here, anyone can access from any region. And low latency, how quickly we can get the data. So what is availability zone? So definition, availability zone is one or more data center inside the region. You can see inside the region, the data center or availability zone is located. This is called availability zone. An example region is US East 1. So in this US East region, if we have availability zone, then you can see US East 1A, this is another data center, and this is another data center, US East 1B and US 1C. This way have 1 D, E, F. There is 6 data center in US East 1 region. So each availability zone has independent power, independent network, separate data center building. That's why they are fully isolated and highly available. So anyone is going down, data can be retrieved from another data center. So if you can see the example of real world architecture. So if you deploy application in US East 1 region, our server could be US East 1A or US East 1B. So if one data center falls, the other continue running. So 1A is fall, then our data is getting from 1B. That's why they are telling is 99.9% or 100% uptime. So now we'll see those things in hands-on demo. So we'll go to the console, then check our current region, then we'll switch the region like Asia Pacific or Europe. Then if we go to EC2 dashboard, if we launch an instance, we can see the availability zone. So which steps I follow in the demo, I put in the documentation. So you can also launch server if you want. So let me go to the console now. So this is our AWS console. So when we are logging, we can see this dashboard. So here is showing like which service we are using frequently. Those things are showing here. So meaning IAM, EC2, S3, these things are frequently used. That's why it's showing here. And here is showing the uses of this account. So like this is current month using and this is forecast. So like if you are using this way, our monthly bill could be 1.59, and here is also showing last few months uses. Okay, so now in the top you can see this is the US East 1 North Virginia. So if you click this one, you can see the 17 data center, so 17 region. So and North Virginia, US East 1, Ohio is called US East 2, North California is called US West 1. So this way there are 17 region is by default activated by AWS. So if we need more, they have like 4 more. So they have around 25 regions available. So now if I switch any region, let me show one thing. Let me go to the EC2 instance, launch instance. So when I deploy an EC2 or any data server in any data center, so by default, AWS will choose the availability zone or data center. So we need to see these things like if you go to edit in the network setting, so you can see the availability zone. So if we don't select any, so if you don't have any preference, or then AWS will choose anyone which are free, which resources using low, they will deploy your server to that availability zone or data center. But if you have any specific region you want to deploy 1C or 1D, we can also choose from here. So you can see this region have, US East 1 have 6 availability zone or data center. But if we choose Singapore, you can see then it will going down, it will be 3. Same way if you go to edit preference, you can see AP Southeast 1A, B and C. So this region have only 3 data center or availability zone. Okay, so now we'll see another thing, which is like we'll create a AWS account at the end of the video. So before creating the video, we'll show how we can see the billing or how we can activate MFA. Those things we'll discuss. So for after creating the AWS account, we need to follow these 2 things. Make sure you have enabled MFA because AWS is so expensive. So we don't want to lose our access, or we don't want to get more bill. So we need to enable MFA. And another important thing, after creating the account, the account will be created by the root user. So we don't use that account. We will create a user and give this user to a root administrator privilege. Then we'll log in that user account. Then we'll enable MFA. So after you create a AWS account, then we'll create a user, and we'll see how to create a user group, all those things in the next class IAM section. So don't worry. So just to discuss, I'll discuss how to use our AWS account to get low bill and securely. So first of all, we'll create account, and that account will be created as a root privilege. Then we'll create a user, then we'll log in that user, then we'll enable MFA. So after you creating a user account, after login, you can see this username will be here. So you need to click this one and you go to security credential. So here is showing the MFA device. So you need to, when you are creating a user first time, you don't have this one. So you need to enable MFA by clicking assign MFA device. Then you put any name, how you can recognize, like put dev2. Then you need to choose authenticator app. After choosing the authenticator, go to the next, and there is lots of software available like Google Authenticator, Authenticator app, iPhone, but I prefer to use Authy, and I put here is Authy. When you are download from your Android device or iPhone device, you can get this thing Authy, AUTHY, and download those things. And the advantage of this Authy is like, if your mobile is lost or damaged or anything happen, so from Google Authenticator or Authenticator app from iPhone, it will very difficult to recover your application or those code. But if you're using Authy, then it's very flexible. Authy is recognized by your phone number. So multiple phone you have used same MFA code will be available. So like if anyhow your phone is lost or damaged, you can get those FFA code from your another mobile. From my case, like I have 2 devices installed, and one is like when I carry, so, and another phone I have in my home. So anyhow, if I lost my phone or anything happened with this phone, I can get back those FA from our home device. So that's why I suggest to use Authy. So after installing Authy in your mobile app, you need to click the show QR code. So after showing the QR code, here is showing a QR code. Then from Authy, you need to click the plus sign. Then you can scan this QR code. So after scanning the QR code, Authy will suggest a name. So put any name, like if you are using this ID or AWS logo will be shown in the Authy. So you just, if you are using like from my case is Rajiv user, so I put the Rajiv at the rate the AWS account name for recognize if you have multiple account or multiple service, that way I can recognize. So then you can see a 6-digit operator code. You need to put this code is here. So after 30 seconds, it will give you another code. Put that code is here. Then add MFA. That way, from the next time when you are trying to log in, you need to put your username and password. Then it will ask for the 2FA code. So without this code, no one can log in your account. So this way you can fully secure your AWS account. So for my case, I have already added, so I don't want to, so I just put the cancel. So this way your account will be 100% secure. And from now, AWS is forced to, by default, you need to activate MFA when you're creating your root account. AWS is forced to do MFA. So this way your account will be 100% secure. So on next thing, like how we can follow our users and how we can track our users. So same way you need to go AWS and you can see the billing and cost management. Click that one. So same way your dashboard is showing here. So like this is the like early month of this account, and this account don't have like free tier eligibility. So for your case, when you are creating AWS account, you will have 12 months or 1 year free tier access, and they have some limitation, but in my account is already don't have the like free tier, but they still have giving some things like CloudWatch. They have like 10 alarm is free. I didn't use anyone. Forecast is, it could be 1 alarm. Actually it is 0.38. So these are graphical interface. So the main thing is like when you're using EC2, which are normally used most of the time. So the EC2 have 750 hours free we can use, and they are also like we are not able to use like all type of server. So let me show this thing like EC2. Instance type. So like this server quality. So we are normally T2 large, T2 micro, T2 micro, T2 nano. This server we can use freely, and we can also see the same thing like which one is available for free tier. Go to instance, launch instance. So instance type means what type of server will take. So you can see these are free tier eligible tag. So these are included in free tier. So 750 hours per month we can use this type of server. This T2 micro is 2 CPU and 1 GB memory. These one will also most of the time, but this is the free one, most strong server. So if you choose T2 nano, this one is 1 CPU and 0.5 GB. So this is less powerful server. So if you select this one also free tier. Okay, so this thing we need to make sure which server is free tier eligible. We'll use this thing T3 micro. This is 2 CPU 1 GB. This is another. So we make sure when you're using any server we need to check free tier eligible. Same way like if you are using operating system or iOS in AWS, it's called AMI, Amazon Machine Image. So if you select, you can see this one is free tier eligible. There is lots of other operating system. They have some charts. You can see these are not free tier eligible. So if you want to see like details, you can click browse AMI. Then it will show details. Okay, like if you choose Mac, then they have some charges. When you select, you can see these things, how much cost it will be taking. Okay, so these things we need to make sure. So for free tier, you will see your all services will be here, like it will show EC2. You can see you have 750 hours available. You are using something like 20 hours or 50 hours. You remaining forecast how much and remaining, those things you can see from here. So you need to always check these things. So how you are using your free tier. And another thing like in the billing section, you will see your current uses or your past uses. So in my case, you can see this April 1 to 30, 2026 is bill pending, and it's almost 0.50 cents. So you can see this service is already running. So here is Route 53. So let me go back to previous month uses, then you can see a little bit more. So from here you can see billing period April 26. So if you choose March 26, you can bill this issues March 1 to 31st. You can see the bill is $1.60. So you can see here is 12 service I used. So if you see Elastic Compute Cloud or EC2, this is the virtual server. So when you click this one, it will show separately your two regions, Singapore region or North Virginia region. Singapore is 22 cents and Virginia is 60 cents. So if you click like US is to 1, then it will show US is to 1 EC2 related service. So here is, you can see Amazon Elastic Cloud or EC2 running Linux Unix. You can see the costing 0.016 on demand Linux, and we're using T2 micro. I already told you my one is already exclude the free tier application, free tier limit, so that's why they charge. And here they will show like how long I used that server. So 47.627 hours I used this server, and the cost is coming 0.55 cents. For your case, it will be free up to 750 hours. So if you use more than 750 hours, then depends on the server, your account will be charged. And EBS is another elastic block storage. Here is cost is 0.08 per GB. This is not per hour, this is per GB. Storage always charged like per GB wise. So this cost is 0.572 GB I used. This cost is 0.05. So if you see the Asia Pacific region, that is like a little bit different, and you can see the storage charge is different. Another thing is like when you deploy any server to US Virginia, and if you deploy the server is like Mumbai or Singapore, this cost is a bit different. So Mumbai server is a little bit less compared to Singapore. So same server price could be different in different region. Like Mumbai region price is different, Singapore region is different, and your Virginia region is different. So same category server price is different, depends on your region. Okay, so go back to billing section again. So here another thing is Route 53 is like DNS system. Here you can see EC2 is depends on region wise. So if I deploy Singapore, price is different. If I deploy Virginia, server price is different. That's why they will charge region wise. But some service in AWS, this is global. Here you can see this is global. So billing is totally applied to your whole account. That's why here is showing global. Same way, Route 53 is the global service. So it is the DNS service. So it's global service. Same thing. You will use your all region, all availability zone. So that's why there is no option for like Asia Pacific, Singapore, or US East 1. That's why it shows any. So here, if you click this one, you can, when you're using domain, that will charge for per domain purpose. We need to create a hosted zone, and per hosted zone charge is 0.50 per month. So that's why it's showing 0.50. So that's why there is lots of other service happening. So like most oldest service of AWS is simple storage service or S3. This is also region based, and this is the most of the like low price service of AWS. You can see this is only 0.01, and this charge is from Virginia. You can see first 50 terabyte they charge only 0.01, and my usage is 0.556 GB. So this is very less price. So we need to check this thing also, like which service is using how much. These things we need to follow. That way we can follow our uses, and if sometime our server is running any region, we forget to stop, then we can like get the billing option here. So if we found okay, there is some charging is happening, and that means that this is running, so we need to go that region and stop that service. Another way we will get notification, which is budget. So let me show the budget now. So if you click budget, so here is already 3 budget I already created. You can see one is exited. This one is my bill is already happened 0.50 because I'm using root 53 hosted zone, so it's already triggered 0.50 cents to my account. That's why it's showing exited. That means this one is already crossed the limit. So that way we can like get notification when are using our like any target. So like we want to get a notification when our usage is going $2 or $3 or $5, then we can like understand how is or which service is running. So this way we can monitor our services. So if you here you can see there is a 3 service already created. So let me show one thing. This one is $5. So if you click this one, you can see the details of these accounts when this service is triggered, and you can see all last year uses. You can see these are the most expensive one, 36 point something. And if you want to see the numeric way, you can see this way also, $36. Our budget was 5, so when $5 cross, they send me email. And one thing, they will give me email 2 or 3 times. First they will tell you your charge could be like this $5, and they will send one email. So they will send another email when our charges is already crossed the $5. So they will send email 2 times. So now if you want to create any budget, and you have to create a budget to make sure your users don't cross your limit. So you want to click create budget. So like if you want to use like if you want to your users is going 1 cent or 2 cent, then you need to make notification. Then just make sure you zero spend budget, you put any name if you have multiple account, like cloud ops steps and 0. So when you are getting email, you will see the name in the subject area. Now you need to put your email, which email you need to receive this notification. Now create a budget. You can see this budget is created, this one. So now when the users is going anything, it will trigger, and it will also trigger because it already 0.50. After like within 1 hour, it will trigger because our users already cross $0 balance, like 0.50. That means it's greater than 0, so it will trigger. So we need to create 2 or 3 budget as our need. So for first I will create a 0 budget. Then you need to create your monthly budget. Same way you can put cloud ops steps monthly. Then you need to put your targets. Like if you have target $5, then you need to put 5. If you have $3, then put 3. If you 10, then 10. So what your target you need to put here. So then you need to put your email address. Now create budget. So you can see this one is now exited because it's already 50 cents less than greater than 0. So that's why it's already triggered. But now we're creating the $5 one. This is not triggered because our forecast is 1.59. So if you do any budget like $1, then it will send one email for depends on forecast. So let me create that. So monthly one. So this one is 1. So if you like check your email, like after 1 hour, around 1 hour, you will get the forecast email also. Okay, so this way AWS will notify you how your usage is going, or how could be your uses. So this is the very important thing. We need to do the budgeting. So the summary is, for using our AWS account, first of all, you need to use MFA. Second thing, you need to use create any user, make sure give the user as admin power. Then you use login that account and do your every task. Like as admin power, you will use those user. So now if you want to give any user any access, like if you want to give a user only EC2 access, then create a user and give this EC2 permission to that user. But you don't use root user. This is the most powerful user. So if any compromise happening with that account, it is very difficult to recover your account. So I'll always suggest you don't use root account. Only emergency purpose. Anything happen, sometimes happen, like if your billing is pending like 2 months, then AWS will suspend your account. Then that time any user account will not able to log in that account. Then in only you have access the account by root user. That time you need to use root user. So make sure you will try to use less as much as possible using root account. And second thing, you need to create 2 or 3 budget. One is like $0, one is your any target like $3 or $5, and another one is like $10, $15 as your like target. That way you can target. AWS will follow your users, and if anything happen, they will forecast you. Then you can check which service is running. That's like we are human, like you can always forget to bill anything. So if you run an EC2 and you forget to terminate that one, and you can get bill for notification from AWS by creating budget, then you can go that server and delete that server. And another thing, we need to also check the bill section. Then you can see which service is running and which service is charging how much. And another is free tier, that will also show you like your uses. Like if you're using a free tier year, then you can see 750 EC2. If you're using more, then you can down that server or make sure like how is your usage going. Now I will show you how to create AWS account. For creating AWS account, we need to go to the Google and type create AWS account. Then the page will, we need to go the first link, sign up a free AWS account. Now type click create a free account. Here you can see the creating account page is showing. Here you need to type your email address, it should be unique, and here you need to type a name, it should be also unique. Then you need to click the verify email address to verify. So let me do that. So after verify email address, I need to put my any username and password. So after that, you can see the screen. Here you need to choose personal. Then you need to put your information like your name, address, lots of things. So let me put that thing. In the next screen, you need to put your PIN credit card information, and make sure here is showing 1 USD. It should be hold. So after you need to put the credit card details, we need to go to the next step. So then here you can see you need to verify your phone number by sending SMS or voice. So you choose SMS and put your phone number, then next. Then here is 3 options. We need to choose the first one, basic support, which is free, and the rest of the are charging. So we need to choose basic support free. Then you need to complete sign up. So let's wait. So you can see it's showing our accounts is created. It will take a little bit to the few seconds. So let me go to the AWS Management Console. Click it. Now we need to type our email address when we create the account, and make sure you choose the root user. Then we need to type the password. Now you can see we can log in. So this way we can easily create AWS account, and make sure after create the AWS account, you create a user and make sure give that user as administrator power, then you can access everything from this account. Going back to documentation. So that's all for today's class. So if you found this video is helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe the channel. In the next video, I'll show you the IAM topics, where I will show you how to create a user, how to create a group, how to create a role and policy. And that video is very helpful for AWS tutorial because IAM is the topics in AWS where I will show you how to secure your AWS account. So up to that class, best of luck, bye.